Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today I'm doing some Ritual Beast test hand. So I'm really excited for this one, and you guys have been requesting this one a lot recently, ever since I did my Ritual Beast deck update. So I'm finally getting around to actually doing some Ritual Beast test hand. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can come part of our notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below because we have some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting to request a deck profile every single month that you are a patron, or even getting a signed card sent to you in the mail. So without further ado guys, let's get straight on into this and play the combo deck of the century, Ritual Beast. So recently we did just get Ulti Kanahawk back to 3, and so the deck got really insane with how much it can actually loop, and so hopefully I'm going to be able to show you guys this loop in this video. I will show you guys the loop where the Kanahawk Elder into Steeds and pop 6 or pop 5 depending on how much resources you actually have, which is really cool. You can pop more depending on what your hand is, but it really gets crazy. So let's get straight on into this, guys. I'm going to do a quick little shuffle. With this deck, I always recommend that you pile shuffle it because it is a combo-based deck. So definitely pile shuffle that deck, because with Ritual Beasts, sometimes you'll get like 3 Steeds in a hand, and if you don't pile shuffle and it gets really bad, or 3 Bond, it's just, or not Bond, but 3 of the other one, Ambush is the other one I'm thinking of, that you'll get 3 of the traps in your hand, and it just gets really rough when you get those kind of moments. And if you guys want to see the deck profile of this, there is a link in the description, so you guys can definitely check out the deck profile down there. But let's get straight on this. We're going to do like normal, where we do like 3 draw test hands to show you guys what the deck's hands kind of look like. And we'll talk it out very briefly, because I do want to get into the actual play out test hand, so we can get a Elder Kanahawk playoff for you guys, or a Rapingu Kanahawk playoff. So let's go ahead and draw. So for our first test hand, we're going to get a Win, which is not bad. She's a combo piece. Steeds, Kanahawk. If we get Elder, we're set. We get a copy of Popper Up, and we get a copy of Double Summon. So this is alright, actually, because you drew the Double Summon, because that's what you're really looking for out of the Elder, is you really want that Double Summon. So you probably start off with normal summoning the Kanahawk, and then activating the Double Summon, banishing something off the Kanahawk, and then normal summoning the Wind to special summon back whatever you banished, and then go off with Kanahawk to search another monster from your deck, which is going to be, or search another card from your deck, which could be your copy of Ambush if you needed to go that route. There's something to keep in mind, is you can only special summon each one of your Ritual Beast monsters once per turn. So like I can only special summon my copies, I can only special summon Elder from anywhere once per turn, but they all share that effect, so that's something you got to keep in mind is, and I will show you guys how I keep up with that as well. So let's go ahead and draw our next hand. That first hand was not terrible, so we automatically open with Elder. That's really good. Foolish Burial is fine. See, we've got Kanahawk Elder right there. We have the full combo right there, just right off the bat. Copy of Winda is really good for another play, and a Steed, so that's one less search we actually have to commit to, and we can get more resources. If we were going second, we get Macrocosmos, which would really shut down our opponent. But that hand is bonkers, because you get the copy of the Kanahawk and the Elder going, and it just is all over with. The game is pretty much over with, because you're going to get all those pops and then go in next turn after you pop all the cards midway through your opponent's combo, and it's just going to be insane. So let's go ahead and do one more test hand, and then we'll go ahead and play one out. So we got Rapingu. If we get Elder, we're really good, but we got the Double Summon, so that's fine as long as we get a Tamer. Another copy of Double Summon, Dimensional Shifter, which is going to tide us over until we get a copy of a until we get a Tamer, which is fine. And then you can discard this at the beginning of your opponent's turn if you're going second. If you're going first, you can discard this card, normal summon the Rapingu, banish something, send something to the graveyard, and you'll be fine. And then we got an Ambush, which is totally fine. If we go, this is kind of a break for, this is like the worst break that you could get in a deck where you don't have a Tamer, but if you have the Elder, it's going to be alright. So let's go ahead and actually play one out, but that was actually what you would say is a brick for the deck, but they don't happen very often. If I don't draw out the Kanahawk Elder in the test hands, I will try and do one at the end for you guys of a Kanahawk Elder combo to show you guys how that actually works, which is really cool with how many pluses you can actually get off of it. So let's go ahead and shuffle up this deck. Hopefully we can get a Kanahawk Elder right off the bat, because that is the main combo of the deck. It's kind of like drawing Simo the Poison Wind and Black Wings, plus a level plus like an Oster or something. Like it just goes crazy from there. So let's go ahead and play out some test hands and see what we can actually pull off. So, we got a Conhawk. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We got Dimensional Shifter. That's not too bad. We got our copy of Spiritual Beast Winda. We got another Winda, and we get an Ambush. Okay, so this hand's a little bit awkward because you can't summon 2 monsters, but we still have a little bit of a play that we can do here. So we're going to draw like we're going second, because usually you're going to go second in this deck anyways, but let's go first. Let's say we're going first. So you're going to automatically discard that Dimensional Shifter because sometimes that can just end the opponent's turn because they can't really do anything. But let's go ahead and just normal summon our Conhawk, and Conhawk is going to send from our deck to the graveyard a monster, or from our deck to banish a monster from the deck. You can do that, or you can even go a little bit different. If you feel like you've bricked a little bit and you have your copy of Winda, you can do something just simple where you just do this and set her to your side of the field, because if she's kind of like your backup plan, because she has the ability that, let me show you guys this, zoom in really quick. If this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, either by battle or by card effect, you can special summon a Ritual Beast monster from your deck or extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, which can be our ulti Griffalo, which can be really help out Gaia Paleo. Gaia Paleo is really helpful because this card's a 3200 beat stick, and you just special summon this card out, and it's walking negation as well. So it can be really helpful to just go ahead and special summon that. So that was a little bit of a brick. We're going to go ahead and do our next test hand. If we don't draw the Conhawk Elder in this next test hand, I am going to just go ahead and pull those 2 out and then draw a couple of random cards, so you guys can actually see that combo, because that's really important for the deck for you guys. It'd be kind of an injustice for you guys not to see how that combo truly functions. So let's go ahead and shuffle this up really quick and see what we can get. Hopefully we can get Conhawk Elder. Let me get that to autofocus again for you guys on the mat. And we're going to draw Elder. Okay, we got our Elder. Can we get a Conhawk? We got Steeds. That's one less search we got to have. Ambush. We don't have to search either one of these now. Dimensional Shifter and a copy of Zephyr Piccola. If we draw going second, we go second, we get Rapingu. Okay, so I can work with this. This is totally fine. We can totally work with this. So let's just not go ahead. This could be Ash Blossom, this could be Infinite Impermanence, this could be anything. So we're just going to say it's a hand trap and discard it. So I'm going to discard this card and go ahead and get rid of it. We don't need that for the combo, so we're just going to say that's an Ash or an Impermanence. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon out our copy of Elder. Elder's effect is going to trigger, giving us an additional normal summon. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and sit these down here so you guys can play open hand so you guys can understand how this deck works. So the copy of Rapingu's effect is going to activate, and it's going to let me send from my extra deck to the graveyard or banish a copy of a monster, which is going to be my Gaia Paleo. Gaia Paleo we're going to banish, and then we're going to send to our graveyard any other monster that we don't need. That we kind of want to get a hold of, which I'm going to send Winda because I really want to have a Winda as a backup plan. Now, if it's Dimensional Shifter, that get banished, but we're just going to play it like it's an Ash Blossom or something like that. It's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. So, we're going to go ahead and shuffle this up and see what we can do. So, after you do this, what you really want to do with this combo is you want to immediately, you're always going to do this, you're always going to contact into a copy of your Conhawk first. So you contact into Conhawk. Conhawk's effect is going to go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, which is something a lot of people don't really realize how this deck works when they first pick it up, is Conhawk can chain to itself, and that's how it works to make it so you can actually resolve your effect. So we're going to Chainlink 1 Conhawk to bounce itself, and then we're going to Chainlink 2 to search. So we're going to Chainlink 1, bounce, and our targets to special summon are going to be these 2 to our side of the field. And our targets to send to the graveyard are these 2 or these 2. It doesn't matter. As long as one of them goes to the graveyard, it's going to search. So the way you're going to do this is this is going to go to the grave, and then this is going to special summon back to your side of the field. Then you're going to get your search off, which it didn't matter if the Dimensional Shifter were resolved or not. If it did resolve and you were playing Dimensional Shifter in the deck, because I mentioned in the deck profile, you can play either or, it doesn't matter. You search Wind, so you can normal summon the Wind and bring something back from banished. But since we got Zephyr Piccola in the hand, we don't really have to search that. So we're going to go ahead and search something else, because it doesn't really matter what we get a hold of at this point, because we have Ritual Beast Steeds, and we have Steeds and Ambush. I always get those mixed up with Bond. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to search out a copy of, I'm going to search Conhawk, just so I can go ahead and have a Conhawk on my side of the field, just to resolve effects, which is going to be a lot more helpful. Now, The effect of Rapingu's effect, all of your Ritual Beast monsters are not once per turn, they're once per card, so you can resolve it again, which is super helpful to be able to do. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to banish a Conahawk this time to trigger its effect, because it says specifically that once per turn you can banish a Ritual Beast monster, and after you banish a Ritual Beast monster from your extra deck, send a card from your deck to the graveyard with the same type as that monster, and you can only special summon Rapingu once per turn. So it's once per turn per card, which is super cool. Why Conahawk is so cool as well. So this time I'm going to banish a Conahawk from my extra deck, and I'm going to send a copy of Conahawk from my deck to the graveyard, or banish it, or send it to the graveyard. Yeah, send it to the graveyard. So after that, let me double check that. Yeah, send it to the graveyard. Yeah, okay. So that's going to send to the graveyard. And now I have a Conahawk on hand and one in the graveyard, so I can kind of start looping a little bit and getting my cards off. So now I'm going to link summon these two, send them to the graveyard, and I'm going to summon out my copy of Camus Falcon. So Camus Falcon, when it comes out, I can do a lot of cool stuff. So I'm going to normal summon out by banishing. This card says you banish from your hand. Each Ritual Beast monster gains 600 attack. Let me zoom in for that, guys, so you can understand this is a really big combo piece. You can each Ritual Beast monster that this card points to gains 600 attack. And you can banish a Ritual Beast monster from your graveyard, and immediately after this card resolves, normal summon another monster. So, we're going to banish. Side note, this is really important for you guys. If you're playing Ritual Beasts, you need to keep up with which ones have already been special summoned. These two have been special summoned. Turn them upside down. If you turn them upside down, you can remember which ones have been special summoned and which ones haven't, which is super helpful to be able to do. I also lay them on the bottom. So, I'm going to banish my Conahawk because I want to get my, well, I'll banish Winda. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to revive the Conahawk with the Zephyr Piccola. So, banish the Winda, and then once you do, the Camus Falcon is going to let you normal summon. Normal summon the Zephyr Piccola, which Laura or Zephyr Piccola could be used in this position. The Zephyr Piccola's effect is going to activate, and then I'm going to special summon out my Conahawk. Make sure that you special summon it to these zones. So, then Conahawk's effect is going to resolve, letting me banish a card from my deck, which I am going to banish my copy of Apaleo now, because I have a Tamer in my graveyard. I have her that hasn't been special summoned, and I have this card that hasn't been special summoned as well. So I have two cards essentially to go off with that I can trigger effects with, which is helpful. It's really, really nice to be able to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to link these two together again, and I'm going to contact fuse them. So keep in mind that this has been special summoned, turn it upside down. This is not. Banish these two, summon out the copy of Conahawk. Conahawk effect, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, effect, banish, put this one in your graveyard, special summon out these two this time, which we have not special summoned the Winda, and we have not special summoned out the Apaleo. This is going to go back to the extra deck, and this is going to go here, this went here, and these two come to the field. Now, you get another search, because this activated. So, if you want to get a little bit of setup, you can get a little bit of setup. If you want to go ahead and get an extra pop, get an extra pop. Go for that extra copy of Steeds. Steeds is going to get you a bunch of pops. We can get up to 10 pops on our opponent's side of the field, which is going to be really cool to be able to just pop all those cards. So, now, if you want to, you can activate the effect of this if it's going turn 2, and then be able to boost them all up by an additional 500 attack, which is going to be pretty big, and it's going to help out being able to OTK. But if we're going like this, set these cards face down, just like this, and pass. So when you pass on your opponent, this is really important to the combo, you want to make sure that you activate the Steeds first. Always activate Steeds first. So you can activate Steeds, chain Steeds to Steeds, if you want to, wrong one. Chain Steeds to Steeds, okay? And it's going to it has many as you control when it's resolving. So now you can activate the copy of Ambush. So Ambush's effect is going to activate, and it's going to let me special summon. It lets me target a Ritual Beast monster, a Ritual Beast Tamer monster, and a Ritual Beast Spiritual Beast monster that's banished or in my graveyard, and special summon them in defense position. So I'm going to special summon back my copy of Conahawk and my copy of Elder. Now keep in mind, something important when you're playing this deck, always turn your cards back around on your opponent's turn because they haven't been special summoned. So at this point, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've activated 1 and 2. You can save one of them if you want to and just keep it set and pop 5, interrupt your opponent, and then if your opponent tries to go off again, you just go like this and you go pop 5 again if they start trying to establish a board, which is super important to be able to do. So that's pretty much where you go from here. If you go into the next turn and you draw, you can do some really simple stuff. We got the Pink Dolphin of Luck. So we're going to go ahead and switch these to attack position, and you can do some really, really simple stuff with this and OTK your opponent. So all you have to do with this is just normal summon out the Kanahawk, and then if you want to, you can take the 2 weakest ones that you have on the field, which is this Kanahawk and this copy of Elder. You could banish if you wanted to, but I'm not super worried about it. Summon something kind of big, like a copy of, your copy of, let's say, Ulti Apaleo, and then use the effect of your Apaleo and banish a Ritual Beast monster from your graveyard, and then after you do, they all gain 500 attack. This is already gaining 1100 now, these two are, and then you can just swing at your opponent and win. I mean, like, you're not going to have anything on the field because you pop so much. So, let's go ahead and do a quick Kanahawk Elder combo, and I'm going to show you guys that one. The Rapingu Elder combo and the Rapingu, or the Kanahawk Elder is the ones that you really want to pay attention to, because that's the big ones to actually pull the deck off. So, let's go ahead and just shuffle up the deck. I'm going to leave these two out because I want to draw these first, because that's really important for this combo. So I'm just going to shuffle up the deck. I highly recommend that you guys pile shuffle when you do this, but since I already get Kanahawk Elder, I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to go ahead and combo off. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. You can also play Call by the Grave if you want to in that position of the Dimensional Shifter. It doesn't really matter what you play. Just play something like a hand trap or something to prevent hand traps, whichever one you feel like you need. So let's go ahead and draw into our other cards. Oh, look, we got Kanahawk Elder. That's so cool. Steeds. Steeds is cool. Elder right there. Okay, we get Kanahawk. So 2 Steeds right there, right off the bat. Okay, so the way that you pull this one off is super cool. So you normal summon out the Elder, you normal summon out the Kanahawk, because the Elder gives you an additional normal summon. Kanahawk effect. Kanahawk effect is going to banish Rapingu. I always banish Rapingu first because it's going to give me another 2 banishes, one in the graveyard, one in the banish pile, which is going to help us out a lot. Then immediately tag these 2 together and summon out your copy of Kanahawk. Kanahawk effect is going to trigger Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, put your copy of Kanahawk in the graveyard, and then special summon out your copy of Rapingu and your copy of Elder. Now, you could special summon out the Kanahawk and get the Kanahawk's effect off. I just go for Rapingu first. It doesn't matter. You can just go for either one. You're going to get them both out anyways, but you're going to activate the effect of Rapingu, and you're going to banish this from your graveyard, or from your deck, and you're going to send from deck to graveyard a copy of Winda. Okay? So now you have a little bit more of a synergy because you have 1 to banish or 1 to send to graveyard, and you have 2 to special summon, which is nice. I mean, it just helps out. So now we're going to tag these 2 together, and we are going to summon. These are actually going to go to the graveyard, excuse me. These are going to go to the grave, and we're going to summon out our copy of Ulti Camus Falcon. Okay, so we didn't get our search off exactly because I didn't actually draw from the deck. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. And I'm actually going to grab out a Lara, because Lara is going to help out the deck a lot. Because you need to search Lara if you have this set up. If you have something banished that you want to get out, search copy of Win. Lara or Zerapicola can search right here. It doesn't matter which one you grab. So now, you can activate the effect of your Camus Falcon, and since you did special summon out your copy of Rapingu and Elder, turn them upside down. You special summon them off of your original copy. So, we're going to go ahead and banish the copy of Spiritual Beast Tamer Winda, because you want to resolve the Lara to get the Kanahawk. Normal summon out the Lara, Lara's effect, special summon out Kanahawk, Kanahawk effect, banish something from deck, which can be something as simple as a Paleo or anything you want. So I'm going to banish a Paleo. A Paleo's gone. We're going to get him back in just a minute. But you have 2 monsters that haven't been special summoned. Now we can tag these 2 together. So you tag these 2 together. Make sure you turn them upside down so you remember what you've tagged. And then special summon out your Kanahawk. Okay? I'm going to probably end with the Kanahawk because you're going to get a lot of other plays here. But you can end with a field like this, set these 2 face down, and then pass. Now when your opponent goes, and it goes to their turn, you can use the Kanahawk's effect. Tag it out, special summon, or special summon this, send this to graveyard, and then immediately search from your deck a card, which could be anything that you wanted it to be. It doesn't matter. search a copy of Win. I'd probably search Win because I can get back my copies of Rapingu. You can search Zarapikla. It doesn't matter. Or Conahawk later. It just depends on what you want to get. It doesn't matter at this point. So at this point, you've got the Winda and the Apaleo. So, and you've got the Win and the Elder for setup for next turn. So now activate your copy of Steeds and then activate your Ambush. So once you activate, or excuse me, we didn't search the Ambush. So don't search the Win. Don't search the Win. Search your copy of Ambush. Don't search the Win. Important. Don't search the Win. Search the copy of Ambush. You want to have Steeds and Ambush. So search the Ambush. Search the Steeds. You already drew into Steeds. Set this, and then immediately you can go off. You can activate these two, and then go 1, 2, chain link 1, chain link 2, and then go from here and do this right here. Let's see. You can grab out a copy, you can special summon from your graveyard your copy of Rapingu and Elder, and then now that you have these on the field, you can just immediately pop for 5, and then you have the special summon, and you have the backup Steeds later if you need it. So that's your big Conahawk Elder play, pretty much. So that's it for the deck, guys. Just make sure that you do search the copy of Ambush. That's the big thing. You can loop it and get Conahawk out like 4 times in a turn if you play your cards right, but I wanted to show you guys some basic combos of how the deck work with Conahawk Elder. I mean, that's just basic combos with the deck where you just summon out the Conahawk, go for a Pingu, or Conahawk Elder, Conahawk banishes Rapingu searches, 1 from deck, and it goes off from there, and it's really, really cool. So anyways, guys, that's it for the test hands. I hope you did enjoy that. It's really, really fun to play around with. It just helps the deck so much with being Conahawk back at 3. And it's really a fun deck to play around with, especially to do solitaire hands like this and just see how many weird ways you can go around it. So, anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on the screen, become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.